Marcus Aurelius once stated that you have power over your mind, not over external events. Understand this and find strength in a world where emotions can seem like turbulent waves. How do we find our anchor? Join us as we explore 7 Stoic lessons that are the key to mastering your emotions and navigating the storms of life with unwavering resolution. Stoic Lessons. Lesson 1: Understand what is under your control. Have you ever found yourself trapped in a storm, not those with rain and thunder, but the storms of life, unexpected events, disappointments, or sudden changes? The Stoic philosophers of Greece and Rome have a lesson that seems to be an anchor in these storms: the dichotomy of control. Imagine planning an outdoor event and, despite all the preparations, it rains. You can't control the weather, but your reaction to the rain is totally in your hands. You may regret, get frustrated, or adapt, perhaps moving the event indoors or facing the rain as a refreshing change. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who was born a slave and became one of the most influential thinkers of his time, put it succinctly: some things are under our control and some are not. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But in that simplicity lies a profound wisdom that has the power to transform our lives. Every day we face a myriad of situations, some of which we can influence, such as our daily routines, the books we read or the company we keep, but many are beyond our reach: global events, the actions of others, the passage of time and, yes, the weather. Here is what is interesting: the Stoics believed that our well-being does not depend on external events, but on how we interpret and respond to them. It is not the event itself, but our judgment about the event that causes our emotions. Think of a time when you faced a setback. Maybe you didn't get the job you wanted. At the time, it seemed like a disaster, but over time, perhaps you realized it was a blessing in disguise, leading you to a better opportunity or personal growth. But how do we put this into practice? Start by asking yourself, is this something I can control? If the answer is yes, take action. If the answer is no, it is an opportunity to practice acceptance and adaptability. By understanding and internalizing this principle, we can free ourselves from unnecessary anguish, navigating through life with a sense of calm, knowing that although we cannot control the winds, we can adjust our sails. In a world that often seems chaotic, the dichotomy of control is a beacon of clarity. It reminds us to focus our energy where it matters most and to embrace serenity, knowing that some things are beyond our reach. Lesson 2: Think before you react. In today's digital age, where immediacy is often celebrated, the art of reflection may seem antiquated. However, it is this very act of pause and ponder that can be our salvation in a world that requires quick answers. Consider the countless times we come across decisions, big and small, from choosing a meal in a restaurant to deciding on a career path. It's not just the magnitude of these decisions that matters, but the way we approach them. Let's explore a common scenario: reading a message that stirs nerves, perhaps a colleague questioning your work or a friend making a carefree comment. Instinctive reaction can be defensiveness or anger. But what if instead of plunging headlong into this emotional whirlwind, you took a step back? By allowing yourself this momentary detachment, you are not suppressing your emotions, you are giving them a space to breathe, to be understood. This practice of reflection is not about passive acceptance or avoidance, it is about active engagement with our thoughts and feelings. It is about asking penetrating questions. Why did this comment affect me so deeply? What underlying beliefs or past experiences are influencing my current emotions? Is my immediate reaction based on the present situation or past baggage? In addition, reflection before reaction is a tool that promotes empathy. By giving us time, we allow ourselves to consider the perspectives of others. Maybe that colleague had a stressful day, or that friend didn't realize the weight of his words. By reflecting, we open the door to understanding, not only for ourselves, but also for those around us. In relationships, this practice can be fundamental. How many misunderstandings could be avoided if we took time to reflect before reacting? How many bridges could be built instead of burned? In these moments of reflection, we find clarity, compassion, and connection. In addition, in professional settings, the ability to pause and ponder is invaluable. Leaders who reflect before making decisions are usually more respected and effective. They are seen as measured and wise, and their decisions, born of reflection, often stand the test of time. In a world that often seems to be moving at breakneck speed, the act of reflection becomes a form of silent rebellion, a powerful statement that we will not be swept away by the chains of immediacy. It is a commitment to us, to our well-being, and to the quality of our interactions with the world. Essentially, reflecting before reacting is more than a practice, it is a philosophy, a way of life that values depth about superficiality, understanding about impulsivity, and meaningful connections about passing interactions. It is an inner journey with profound implications, shaping not only our responses, but the very fabric of our lives. Lesson 3. Practice impassibility. In a world that often feels like an emotional roller coaster, the idea of practicing impassibility may seem out of place. However, let's delve into the real meaning and transformative power it contains. Impassibility is not about suppressing emotions or becoming indifferent to the world around us. It's about cultivating a balanced perspective, a calm in the middle of the storm. Imagine being able to observe events, situations, and even your own emotions without being dominated by them. Think about the last time you watched an engaging movie. There were moments of tension, excitement, and maybe even sadness. While you were involved in the story, a part of you always knew it was just a movie. You did not rush to help the hero or console the crying character. You watched, felt, but remained in your chair. This is the essence of practicing impassibility, being deeply involved in life, feeling your many emotions, but also knowing when to sit in the theater of your mind, watching without getting lost in the drama. This approach becomes a lifeguard in our modern era of information overload. Every day we are bombarded with news updates and notifications. Reacting passionately to each piece of information would leave us perpetually exhausted. Impassibility offers a buffer, a way to engage with the world in a more sustainable and balanced way. In addition, impassibility plays a key role in interpersonal relationships. We've all been in situations where conversations get heated and disagreements arise. In these situations, practicing impassibility can be the difference between a productive discussion and a harmful argument. It allows us to listen more effectively, respond rather than react, and navigate conflicts with understanding and grace. Cultivating impassibility begins with self-awareness. Regularly checking our emotional triggers and understanding our patterns creates a space between stimulus and response. In this space lies the freedom to choose our reactions, act with intention rather than impulsiveness. And while impassibility may sound like distancing from the joys and pleasures of life, it actually enhances those moments. By not being overly attached to results, we can fully engage in the journey, savoring every moment without the constant fear of loss or change. To practice impassibility is to find balance in an ever-changing world. It is a compass that points to inner peace, guiding us through the diverse lands of life with grace. By embracing this practice, we enrich not only our own lives, but also bring a sense of calm and clarity to those around us. Lesson 4. Ask yourself, will this matter in 5 years? Life is full of moments that test our patience, resilience, and perspective. From minor inconveniences such as spilled coffee to more significant challenges such as disagreements with loved ones, our days are punctuated by situations that evoke a variety of emotions. In the heat of the moment, it's easy to get carried away by the immediacy of our feelings. A missed deadline, a critical comment, or a forgotten birthday may seem like the end of the world. However, a powerful question can change our perspective and bring clarity. Will this matter in 5 years? This simple but profound question works as a mental time machine, transporting us to the future and allowing us to look at the present moment in a different way. Suddenly, that heated discussion or missed opportunity is seen in a different light. Most of the things we care about today will become forgotten footnotes in the grand narrative of our lives. Consider the challenges and concerns you had 5 years ago. How many of them still carry weight today? How many have been overshadowed by new experiences, learning, and memories? This realization can be both humble and liberating. Using this question regularly as a mental compass helps prioritize our concerns, distinguishing between short-term setbacks and long-term implications. For example, a bad day at work, while it may seem overwhelming now, is just a day in a career that spans decades. This perspective also fosters resilience. When faced with adversity, remembering the big picture can reduce anxiety and promote problem solving. Instead of being overwhelmed by the immediate problem, we can strategize, adapt, and move forward, knowing that time often brings clarity in solutions. However, it's not just about minimizing our concerns. This question also encourages us to focus on what really matters. If we want our actions and decisions to have lasting meaning, we need to invest in relationships, personal growth, and experiences that stand the test of time. In a world that often emphasizes the now, will this matter in 5 years, is a beacon that guides us towards a life with purpose, perspective, and peace. By regularly revisiting this question, we can navigate the ups and downs of life with grace, ensuring that our energy and attention is directed to what really matters. Lesson 5. Keep a Stoic diary. The practice of keeping a diary has been celebrated in diverse cultures and eras, not only as a record of events, but as a tool for introspection, growth, and clarity. The Stoics, with their emphasis on self-awareness and personal improvement, were no strangers to this practice. A Stoic diary is not just a record of what happened on a given day, it is a space for reflection, dialogue with oneself, and analysis of emotions, decisions, and reactions. It is where the external world meets the internal, where events are evaluated in relation to personal values and beliefs. Imagine ending the day not only telling what happened, but also how you responded. Why did a specific comment upset you? What triggered a moment of joy during a mundane task? By analyzing our day, we begin to understand the patterns of our psyche, to realize the triggers that influence our mood, the values that guide our decisions, and the habits that shape our days. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, kept a diary known as Meditations. It was not intended for publication, it was a personal dialogue, a space to orient oneself, remember Stoic principles, and navigate the challenges of life wisely. You don't have to be an emperor to benefit from a Stoic diary. In our modern lives, full of distractions and a constant avalanche of information, making time for introspection becomes even more crucial. A daily check-in becomes an anchoring ritual, bringing clarity in the midst of chaos. In addition to deep insights, a Stoic diary promotes accountability. By committing to daily reflection, we become responsible for our reactions and decisions. It becomes more difficult to ignore repeated errors or disregard lapses of judgment. Instead, we are encouraged to learn, adapt, and grow. In essence, keeping a Stoic diary is like having a wise, non-judgmental friend by your side, always ready to listen, reflect, and guide. It is a commitment to personal growth, to understanding oneself and to living a life aligned with values and principles. Lesson 6: See obstacles as opportunities. The world is full of challenges, from personal setbacks to global convulsions. Obstacles are an inherent part of human experience, but what if, instead of seeing them as burdens, we saw them as disguised opportunities? The Stoics held a powerful perspective on adversity. They believed that while we cannot always control the events that happen to us, we can control our interpretation and response to them. This shift in perspective turns challenges from mere setbacks into valuable lessons. A quote from the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius encapsulates this idea beautifully: "The impediment to action advances action. What is in the way becomes the way." This means that every obstacle, every challenge, can propel us forward if we choose to see it as an opportunity for growth. Imagine a river that meets a rock in its path. Instead of stopping, the river finds a way around it, either eroding the rock over time or creating a new path. The rock, apparently an obstacle, becomes an agent of change, reshaping the course of the river. Similarly, in our lives, challenges can redirect our paths, often leading us to results we could not have imagined. A job loss, initially devastating, can lead to a new career path, an opportunity to improve skills, or even the chance to start a business of your own. A failed relationship can pave the way for personal growth, self-discovery, and deeper, meaningful connections in the future. This Stoic perspective also fosters resilience. When we begin to see challenges as opportunities, we become more adaptable, more willing to face adversity head-on. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" we start asking, "What can I learn from this?" As a result, instead of being overwhelmed by the immediate problem, we become able to strategize, adapt and move forward, knowing that time often brings clarity in solutions. Of course, this does not mean that we should seek challenges or ignore genuine difficulties. It is about recognizing that within each challenge lies a potential, a seed of opportunity. By nurturing this seed with a positive outlook, patience and perseverance, we can turn obstacles into supporting stones that lead us toward growth, wisdom and fulfillment. Lesson 7. Practice gratitude. In the vast tapestry of human emotions, gratitude stands out as a golden thread, weaving moments of joy, contentment and perspective into our lives. Although it is an emotion that can arise spontaneously, the Stoics believed in the deliberate practice of gratitude, making it a daily ritual to anchor themselves in the present and appreciate the blessings of life. Gratitude goes beyond simply saying, "Thank you." It is a profound recognition of the many strengths, moments, and individuals that enrich our lives. It is about recognizing the beauty in everyday life, the lessons in challenges and the ephemeral nature of each experience, making everything more precious. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once stated, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence on the future." This encapsulates the essence of gratitude, deeply rooted in the present, enjoying every moment, experience and interaction. By practicing gratitude, we not only recognize great achievements or extraordinary events, but also value small joys and daily learning. It is pause to recognize the warmth of the sun on a cold day, the sound of laughter, a meal shared with loved ones or even the breath that sustains us. This practice not only helps us focus on what we have, rather than what we lack, but also serves as a counterweight to the human tendency to focus on what is lacking, unfulfilled desires, or the uncertainties of the future. By directing our attention to what we already have, we cultivate contentment, reduce feelings of envy or resentment, and improve our overall well-being. The process of cultivating gratitude can begin with something as simple as listing 3 things we are grateful for at the beginning or end of the day. Over time, this practice transforms our perspective, making us more receptive to the blessings of life and more resilient to challenges. In addition, gratitude strengthens relationships. By expressing appreciation for the acts of kindness, support, or love we receive from others, we nurture bonds, foster mutual respect, and create a positive cycle of benevolence and affection. In a world that often emphasizes the search for more possessions, more accomplishments, more desires, gratitude is a gentle reminder of the abundance that already exists in our lives. It is an invitation to celebrate the present, to embrace life with open arms and to walk the path of existence with a heart full of gratitude. I hope that each reflection has inspired a more serene and wise vision of life in the midst of emotional storms. Just as the ancient philosophers found guidance in Stoic principles, I invite you to continually explore these timeless teachings. If this dive into Stoic philosophy resonated with you, and you want more insights that elevate your understanding and transform your life, consider subscribing to the channel and even the next video.